felt very divided with my attention and my time. And I felt like I was working all day long. I actually had a storefront, sold all my furniture shop, went
Wow.
all in on TikTok, and then 2 weeks later, bam, taking off. And last month, my commission was almost $24,000. Having an eye for what would be a good product that I'd be able to demonstrate. What is a product that is going to solve a problem for me? I will never lie about a product just to make some money off of some sales. I came up with 4R reactions: reply, retarget, and repurpose.
What is your highest GMV generated in a month?
217,000.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to TikTok Shop Affiliate Academy, a podcast that uncovers the story and strategy from the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. Don't forget to join our free community at affiliateacademyhq.com. I am your host, Ivan. We have a very special guest today, Kayla. Welcome to the show, Kayla.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm honored and surprised that I'm here. I actually,
You're killing it. You're killing it. But Kayla is married to a police officer with 2 kids. She's also a volleyball coach and a former DIY furniture flipper turned into TikTok shop creator. Specializes in shoppable videos and has amassed over 400,000 in lifetime GMV from shoppable videos on TikTok Shop. So she's killing it right now. I'm excited to get into her story. And yeah, let's start off. Like, what were you doing before TikTok? Well, you mentioned a little bit, but like, what was your life before TikTok came about?
so long before I used to do online health and fitness coaching. So during COVID, I went from personal training to online fitness coaching. So that's where I started to really immerse myself in marketing and
Yep.
understanding copywriting and, how to show, don't tell, and show social proof and just do all of these things to sell
Yep.
essentially.
Yeah.
And then I just got really bored with that. I was tired of telling women, like, eat more protein, lift weights. Like, women are the hardest to coach. Men are actually much easier to coach. They just do
Yeah.
what you tell them to do. Women have an emotional response to everything. And so I just was feeling a little bit burned out from doing that. I did that for over 10 years.
Mm.
And then I told my husband, I'm like, you know what? Both of our kids are now in school. So my youngest started kindergarten, and I've always been a DIYer. All like
Yeah.
just like my dad, I want to build anything, I want to paint anything. I'm always doing projects in my house. And so I thought, why don't I just shift my content and show more of my projects around the house? Because people are always amazed, like, you put that basement flooring in and you did that bathroom.
Yeah.
And that kind of evolved into remembering that when we first got our first apartment in our house, like, we couldn't afford nice furniture. So I
Yeah.
would find things on Facebook and I would give them a makeover. And,
Yeah.
our house always looked custom because I did the furniture. And I started doing that for people. So just like
Wow.
built a business overnight. I was nonstop for about 2 years doing that. I actually had a storefront, sold paint, did
Wow.
all my furniture for there, and I did custom work for people on the side on top of my own projects that I wanted to do. And it's a very physical job.
Yeah.
I'm out in the garage and,
Yeah.
trying to be health conscious of breathing anything in. And then in the winter, I'm heating the garage. And I during that time, I kind of started to do a little bit of TikTok shop, but I was
Okay.
only talking about DIY and furniture flipping on my TikTok. So I
Okay.
only did a couple TikTok shop products when it was something that I could show in my videos. And I
That makes
actually was
sense.
a seller at that time as well. I sold my paint that I used on furniture. So
Oh,
I was demonstrating and doing lives and showing the paint, and people were ordering the paint from me as a TikTok shop seller.
yeah.
And then I started having a couple random sales here and there. And I realized, like, this is a very physically demanding thing. And the content takes so much longer because I
Okay.
film an entire process from start to finish on a piece.
Right.
And I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, this just feels hard. I don't
Yeah.
want
Like
this.
hours in for money out, right? It's kind of
Exactly.
load training. Yeah.
So it was this past year, I think in October, I started trying to do like 3 TikTok shop videos a day. That was really the
Mm.
first time I was like, all right, I'm going to try and do this, not just sprinkle it in. And then in November and December, I saw some success. I think I don't remember if it was November or December, but my highest month commission wise was like 3,600. And I was thrilled about that. I was like,
Yeah.
listen, if I can work 2 hours a day and make three to $4,000 a month, that's great. Cause my husband is a police officer. We have his income, we have his benefits. My money is just kind of our like extra
Fun.
savings and extra play money. We don't necessarily need it to cover bills.
Right.
I was really happy with that. And then, I'm doing it through January and February, but I'm still working on furniture. And so it's kind of that thing of like, if you chase two rabbits, both get away.
Yep.
And I felt like I wasn't doing well with TikTok and I wasn't crushing it
Okay.
with furniture. I felt very divided with my attention and my time. And I felt like I was working all day long, like
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
And, I had a talk with my husband in, let's see, what month is it right now? It's September. So this would have been in like July, like the kids were home all summer. And I said, I just
Yeah.
feel like they're home. And the point of me working from home is to be able to be present with them and do
Yeah.
more with them. And I am working on furniture all day. And then I'm coming in, I'm doing my TikTok videos, and I feel like I'm constantly telling them, hold on, I'm busy doing this. And like something's got to give. So
Yeah.
sold all my furniture shop, went
Wow.
all in on TikTok. And I even at one point was like, I think I'm going to just quit doing all of it and just be a mom. And then 2 weeks later, bam, like
Yeah.
just taking off. And it's been nonstop since.
Yeah.
So I work an hour, maybe 2 hours a day right now on TikTok shop. And last month my commission was almost $24,000.
Woo, okay, lots to unpack there. I love
Yeah.
the journey. Okay, so I love the journey. I love the journey,
Yeah.
and I would say like you phrase it a little bit in there of like making the decision between either or, but I look at it as like a journey of connecting the dots. Like each
Yeah.
one of the things got you to where they need to get, and the woodworking got you to making videos, shoppable videos, and now shoppable videos got a little bit better, and that kind of piqued your interest. And hey, this is a better opportunity for me. So I love how it came about. And you saw a little success, here and there, kind of like breadcrumbs along the way of like, okay, cool, like I could do this more and more. Okay, so one thing you said in there is you started to make you really decided to commit to TikTok Shop. And I also seeing at your kind of your sales history through Calo data is you really took off in July. And I assume that's when you made that kind of mental and time commitment to making TikTok Shop videos. Is that correct?
Yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't say it was so much more a time commitment.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe it was because the decision wasn't to spend more time.
Mhm.
It was, how can I be more efficient with my time and
Mhm.
actually enjoy this and not feel like I'm a slave to making TikTok shop videos because
Yeah.
I, previously was trying to do 10, 15 videos a day and it just wasn't paying off. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to refocus my energy and get back to enjoying this.
Okay.
So kind of in a roundabout way, it was due to time,
Yeah.
but I
What did you do
actually
to enjoy it more? What did you think you did to enjoy it more?
I think product selection was huge. I think at first I felt like I needed to have every sample or things that
Mhm.
other people were talking about. They were crazy good sellers that I need to jump on them. But it's like, well, they were already viral. So now I'm trying to compete with other viral content.
Yeah.
I just think like with time, I got better at having an eye for what would be a good product that I would be able to demonstrate really
Mhm.
well, because demonstration is huge because you're creating video content. What is a product that is going to solve a problem for me? Because if it solves a problem for me, I can genuinely share that.
Yep.
Um, and I quit trying to force myself to do like beauty and fashion stuff just because other people were making a lot of money doing it.
Got it.
I
Yeah.
genuinely don't love making those videos. Now, if there's a product I really am into, I will make videos on it. But I typically do more of like home and, making my day easier as a mom and a wife.
Yeah. I saw that. I see that in your content. The DIY stuff is pretty awesome. I
Yeah.
think one common thread that I have with people that I interview is that product selection, right? And it's, people get caught up in getting free samples and not having to make videos, and then they eventually equate to less quality videos. But if you have something that you're really passionate about, a product that you connect with, product you would use normally, and tell your girlfriend about it normally, that those are the ones that kind of resonate and turn into those viral hits. And it obviously was something that you did, right? When you started making these videos, right?
Yeah, and I think at first you don't get approved for a lot of samples, so you
Okay.
rely on those sample coupons.
Yep.
And I have just always like, it doesn't matter how much time I spend picking out those sample coupons and what I want, it's all junk. Like I'm
Mhm.
never happy with the product. And so I never create that video with like pure, genuine.
Mm.
I just don't, I don't love it. And
Yeah.
I am always someone that I'm like, If I get a product and I'm not thrilled about it, I'm not making content on that product, or I'm gonna be brutally honest about it. I
Mhm.
will never lie about a product just to make some money off of some sales.
Yeah.
So the
Great.
sample coupons are challenging. Once you get some sales, then you can get better samples. But
Okay.
I don't do a lot of samples.
Nice. Yeah, you concentrate on a few.
Mhm.
Talk me through that first win. You mentioned a little bit, but like it went boom or something like that. You kind of made a video, and all of a sudden you're 2 weeks away from thinking you might not do this anymore, and all of a sudden it went boom. Like, talk me through that moment. What did that look like? What product? What commission? What was the big hit?
Yeah, so there was a new litter box that came out, a new litter box company. Now, I had already done videos for Meowant, which was a very popular seller. So
Okay.
that's another thing to think about is if there's a product that's performed really well, you don't necessarily also have to promote that product. You
Okay.
can promote a parallel product. Okay.
Hmm.
So I knew from posting my own Meowant videos and owning it for over 6 months where the downfalls were of that machine.
Okay.
So I saw that this other automatic litter box would potentially solve the issue. And the issue was like the door wouldn't stay latched. And when I
Mm,
did a video about that, I had tons of comments of people saying they had the same problem
mm,
with their Meowit machine. So I really focused on the new litter box on saying, like, I wish I would have never bought this viral litter box.
right.
This is what I got. Here's why I'm liking it more. And it's easier to clean, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And I did a couple videos like that and they performed okay, better than my regular content, and I had some sales. But then I started to think about how can I get more of a reaction? And
Yeah.
it dawned on me like just the amount of people that will comment because you say something wrong or you have
Like,
a
yeah.
typo. It's like
Pronounce something
I
wrong.
really want to focus on getting more reactions and getting those comments. So I
Yeah.
ordered fake poop off of Amazon.
Yep.
I hold it in front of the camera in all my videos because thousands of people will comment and ask me why I'm touching poop with my bare hands. And, that's so gross. And is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
And so that was really the turning point. Like it was starting to build, but that was pouring gasoline on fire for me.
Oh yeah, something I take away. Obviously, the engagement bait and how to get engagement is killer. So you did that. Another thing you mentioned there is like you did videos on one product and you understood that, and then a new brand of the same category, same product, you kind of made videos about that. But what you're doing now is you're latching on to the viralness of product one with the product, right? And inadvertently kind of taking that steam, but like also adding to it by making it's quote unquote a better product, right? Because all the problems with product one, but now this product two is that much more better. You should get this one. I lived
Yes.
through it, so you don't have to.
Yep.
Um, and then so you started to see some success there. And then what really took it off was the engagement. So I think this is huge for those, people who are selling on TikTok Shop, especially newies. When I see their videos, it's very like, here's a feature of this product, here's how it makes me feel, but there's not, there's not a lot of engagement in there. So, what made you get the idea of the fake poop? Or like how did it come about? Or how can you improve on it? Like I
I
love it.
mean, I just it just cracks me up how I'll see these videos that they're not anything special, but because they throw something weird in there. Like Adley
Yeah.
is a creator on she does TikTok as well, but she's on
Mhm.
Instagram. She just does the most random things. Like in her video, her fly will be undone. Or when she opens her fridge, there's tampons in the fridge. Like, and so people comment, like, why the heck do you have tampons in the fridge? It just kind of was at the forefront of my mind of just how can I just do something different. Everyone's
Sure.
like, "Oh, here's this automatic litter box and it's great because you don't have to scoop poop anymore and it keeps the smell down." And I'm like, "But visually I need to draw someone in." And it got engagement from people who don't even own cats. Like I have
Mm,
hundreds of this same comment or version of this comment. Do I own a cat? No. Did I watch this entire video? Absolutely. Like
yeah.
tons of that comment. So not only am I reaching the targeted audience, but I'm reaching people who weren't my target audience that
Yep.
now can share that with someone they know that has a cat
Right.
or
Yeah.
tag a friend who has a cat. So yeah, I'm just that's I the last month I kind of looked at what do I think is working with what I'm doing and
Yeah.
how can I replicate this? And I came up with 4 R's and one of them is reactions.
Yeah.
I want to try and get more reactions in my videos and get really good at that.
Love it. Love it. What are the now you piqued my interest. What are the other R's?
So retarget. So like with that litter box video, I had lots and lots and lots of comments, and every single day I would go downstairs and I would film for about an hour and just reply to
Reply to
well,
comments.
retarget, and repurpose. So reply to as many video comments as I can. Even if it's where people are saying something mean, I will
Uh,
reply and use humor about it or whatever. Like someone said my ring was ugly, these Rin Fit rings. So I put their comment bubble on the video and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is the prettiest silicone ring I've ever seen." I just used humor and come
yeah.
back at them.
Okay, got it. So it says the bad thing, but you are
Yeah.
audibly saying
Yeah.
the
So, or I'll address concerns that people have about the litter box. And even if I get 10 of the same exact question, I will try to make 10 videos.
wow,
One,
okay.
it's
Great. I love
easy
it.
to make content, right? Like it's right there. Two, the person that sees the one video because it's their comment, they're going to see that. But that doesn't mean everyone else that had that question is going to see that.
Mhm.
So I'll just
Keep
remake
going.
the same
What
content over and
what about
over.
retarget?
Retarget, I look at what sold the day before or what's been selling this past week, and I make videos on those things that day.
Got it, and then repurpose.
Repurpose, I'm whatever video is performing well and converting well for me, I will recreate that same video. I might use the same hook, I might not, I might test a different hook, but I'm essentially
Mhm.
going to just remake the same video. It could be with a different outfit on or whatever. Now,
Yeah,
this content was faceless, so I don't really need to do a different outfit, but
yeah.
I might change the angle of where my litter boxes are at. I might start it with a different hook.
Mhm.
But I'm literally just taking, like, why reinvent the wheel? That
Yep.
performed well, just remake it.
I love it. The 4 R's: reactions, retarget, reply, and repurpose/retweet. So that's great. Did you create that on your own, or it's something
I
that
did because
I hope you don't
something
mind
about
if I
me.
take, because I might take that.
No, you're
You
totally
should
fine.
credit.
I did. I really sat and I was like, what is it that's working? And that's
Yeah.
my brain works in frameworks like that.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
having an SOP, a standard operating procedure. I'm a list maker. I'm type A. So if
Mhm.
I have a framework, it helps me. And I also tend to get very overwhelmed by what all these other creators are doing and saying because
Right.
there's
Simplifies
multiple ways
it.
to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Right. And, what works for one person might not be working for this other person in their account. So I kind of broke it down into a framework for myself. And I'm like, I'm going to continue doing these four things
Right.
over and over and over again until something's not working. Because, the
Yeah.
algorithm in the app changes. So will this work in 6 months? I don't know. But right now, this is what's working.
Nice. I love it because it captures a lot of things in there. One is like reactions, where it's like maybe your first initial video of kind of trying to figure out what works. But then the other ones are supporting act reactions, right? So it's like, commenting on something that's popping or kind of repurposing what's popping, right? So it's kind of that whole for like all the different variations of videos you can make, right? From starting from the beginning all the way to like exponentially growing what's already working. So I like
Yes.
that part about it as well. And like alluding to what you were saying before about like, if you're, what is it? Chasing two rabbits, you're never going to catch one. So
Yeah,
is
they
it?
both get away.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
say like if you're chasing too many tips and tricks from all these gurus and everything, like it's gonna fall short. So if you concentrate on a few, it's a better chance. So
And I do. I get very overwhelmed, and then my brain can't even function to create content because I'm thinking of way too many things. So
beautiful.
I'm probably one of the worst examples because
Mhm.
I don't obsess over what other content creators are saying about what works. I try to like scroll past those videos. I just kind of want to put my blinders on, stay in my lane. I don't obsess over stats on my stuff. Like if you asked me last month what my GMV was, I could not tell you right now. I would have to go
Mhm. Nice.
because that stuff drains me.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. And so we mentioned a little bit ago about your video. So I'm going to go ahead and share that now. It's about 3 minutes long. So I don't want to play the whole thing, but I'll play a good amount of it. And then we can kind of talk about what you saw so far, what you liked about it, all that good stuff. So um, sharing the screen now. And here we go. Here's what's going to happen if your kitty goes pee in the Warcat litter box. So we are going to pour some of this water in here. That is going to clump. You have to use clumping litter in this. It can be any brand, but it has to clump to be able to separate. And just for fun, let's say they go poop in there too. We'll move that away a little bit. Okay. Now, this machine, once it starts rotating, it is going to sense me being here. I have it in manual mode right now for the video, but you can put it in manual mode or automatic mode. In automatic mode, you can set your desired time once your cat leaves the litter box to have this start cycling. In manual mode, you are able to press the button on the top of the machine,
or within the app. So I'm going to push this manual button, and so that you can see it light up here, it is sensing that I'm moving over here because there are infrared and motion detectors here. There are also weight sensors in the feet of this. So if your cat happens to make it past the motion and infrared sensors and it's still cycling, it will pause registering their weight. So there's 10 different safety mechanisms on here. Okay. So I'm going to move back so that this stops sensing me and holds still. Now it's going to blink green. It's good to go. It's going to start spinning for us. So here's what's going to happen. It clumps and then it is going to separate the peas and poops, any clumps. They are not going to go through that grate. All the other clean litter is going to go through that grate. The rest is going to get sorted out into a clump and slide into the bottom trash compartment. So
I'll pause it there. But cool. One thing for those that are just listening to the podcast, there's that fake poop that we talked about on a place where it's not supposed to be, right? So that immediately catches your eye, like, hey, there's a cat litter, but there's a fake poop on your floor, essentially. WTF, what's going on here? So cool. Yeah, talk me through that. Now that you watch it again, what are some of your thoughts there of like maybe why it went successful? It was successful.
yeah. So one of the comments that I got quite a few times was like, get to the point already, or she starts, or the machine starts rotating at 1.01.
Hmm.
And the reason why I didn't automatically turn it on in the beginning was I wanted to give it a second to actually clump. Like clay litter needs a
Right.
second to clump the liquid. But then when I started getting those comments, I was like, duh, that was so great that I didn't start it right in the beginning because it held viewers because now they're interested. They want to know how the machine works.
Mhm.
They end up watching the whole video. And
Yep.
that though the two videos that I've done like that have been the most viral because of the comments about the fake
Yeah.
poop. Um, and the watch time
A
has been,
longer engagement.
and when you
Yeah.
think about how the brain works, people want to be satisfied with some sort of end result. So I
Yeah.
kind of like let them hang there for a
Yeah.
minute. And it originally was unintentional, but then the second time it was intentional because I
Yeah.
wanted to create that same result.
That's awesome. Wait, let me interject here. So I definitely found myself saying, hurry up and press the button so you can scoop it out. Like, let's see.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see how it spins,
Yeah.
right? So definitely I see that, but that's a bigger conversation. Like, how can you introduce some kind of suspense so that they continue to watch? Yeah, I think those lip liners, the liquid lip liners, and you kind of put them on, you apply it, and then you take it off. That's a similar effect, right? So how can you kind of create a story or hook them for a longer period of time, which at the end of the day for TikTok means longer on the video, longer algorithm kind of boost, etc. So yeah, great tone there. And then you saw that, you noticed it kind of ad hoc, and then you capitalized it. You made another viral video. So like really taking a look that you said before, one of the 4 R's, and you know, do it again, right? So I love that. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, but speaking of like hooks, I know you do like the fake poops and any other hooks that you really find working at the moment.
It's more so what I'm finding is not working.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
good. Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to avoid saying if you
Hmm.
at the beginning of my videos. Like if you
Yeah.
have a pet, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Blah.
Why is that? Why do you think, or what do you
I
feel?
just think it immediately sounds like you are going to drop a shoppable video.
Infomercially. Okay.
Yes. I think that you could squeak through and you could have a video
Yeah.
do really well using that. But I'm trying to think of what is another way that I could say that. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm demoing this awesome cat litter that I got. I wanted to hate it
Mm,
so much, but I absolutely love it. And so instead of saying, like, if you have a cat or
yeah.
if you're tired of dealing with a stinky litter box, I just
Yeah.
said, pet owners, if your clumping litter isn't like
Mm,
this and I drop it and it's as hard as a rock, then you're using the wrong cat litter.
yeah.
So calling out my audience and saying pet owners instead of if you have a cat. So I'm trying to just be a little more conscious of
Hmm.
that.
Right. Getting the attention in a different way. That's not typical, let's say, for TikTok shop videos. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to also like any way that I can speak to a result in the first 3 seconds, a result that women
Mm,
want or people want in general, or asking a question. Because if you ask a question, people want to know the answer or they want
yep.
to tell you the answer because, people think they know everything.
Mm,
So I'm starting to demo the Homica home vacuums because
yep.
I freaking love them. They actually work great. Again, something I love and it's easy to talk about and it solves a lot of problems for me. So I can come up with a billion videos. But, I plan on doing one this week where I ask the question, like, can this actually suck up all this cat hair and rice and not spill it out?
Uh,
That's a problem that I have all the time with my expensive Dyson vacuum. So I'm going to ask that because I know other people are asking or wondering the same thing.
right.
And then sometimes I like to test with being a little bit inappropriate
Okay.
because that's another great hook when you
Yeah.
catch people off guard and either cuss or
Mm.
you say something inappropriate. So, do you remember like the boneless couch that comes all shriveled
Yeah.
up? Okay.
Yeah.
So I did one and I think the hook was like, this boneless couch is like your ex.
Okay.
People are like, "What the hell does that mean?" But then in the video, I say, you know, um, it's soft. What did I say? It's soft. It does, or it's something about it springing up. I made like a play on words, basically
Yeah.
about penis and how
Yeah.
your ex like couldn't get it up.
Yeah.
So I did something funny like that, and that actually took off. I had some decent sales from that, and
Nice.
then like with the home vacuum, I just did one this week, and it was something. I said something like, "Why the fuck are we still spending $400 or
Mhm.
whatever on name brand vacuums?" And then instead of saying you shouldn't do XYZ, I said, if I could go back and tell myself before buying this vacuum, I would be like, bitch, do you just hate money?
Mhm.
Don't buy it. So
Yeah.
I'm like criticizing myself, but someone will relate to that. But because I cuss in there, it catches people
Get
off
some
guard.
attention.
I'm testing a little bit of like the provocative, inappropriate
Yeah. The
stuff.
the messaging. Is I notice you have a lot of ideas for content. What do I want to ask here? But like, where does that come from? Because I know some people might have like content idea block or script writing block, but it seems like it rolls off your tongue and you could just do it on the spot. Like, where do you get that kind of? And I know it's like even now, like your tone of voice and how you did like a quick ad lib of what you were going to say. It seems very natural. Like, what's your sort of mental process there? When you're
So
doing
I do think I'm a little bit like that in general. My
that?
dad is a very creative person. I think that's why we're both very into DIY and building things. We just
Yeah, got
have
it.
a little bit of that creative brain. But if you don't have that creative brain, I think
Mhm.
you can teach yourself how to do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I do experience a block and I do feel burnout and I feel like I can't think of anything. And you know what I do?
Mhm. Yeah.
I watch stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I will just put on whoever I feel like watching that day. It might be someone super inappropriate like Louis CK. I
Yeah.
might watch, oh my god, I can't even think of them all right now, but just, whoever it is on Netflix, and I'll
Yep.
just watch their 1-hour episode.
Special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their special, and it just tricks something in my brain to kind of have that, like, funny, creative storytelling, but the thing is, like,
Yeah.
they have a cadence to how they take
Exactly. Yeah.
you through the story,
Yep.
and I think it just, like, gets my brain back in that space. So, yeah, when I'm feeling in a funk like that, or I'll watch stuff on TikTok, but I just stand-up comedy helps me kind of, like,
That's
get through a
That's
block.
fantastic. I totally see it as well. Couple things. One is like the hooks part, like they get you engaged into a story
Mhm.
quickly, right? Like you'll never guess what this person told me or whatever, right? So there's that. And then also they have is a microphone and their voice and they're taking you through a whole hour, right? So being able to navigate up and downs and storytelling, it's huge. That's something you took. So cool. Yeah. So, if you're in a funk, listen to Kevin Hart or George Carlin or something,
Yeah,
they
there
can
you go.
kinda
I like I have brain farts all the time, like, I can't even think of any of their
yeah,
names right now, but yeah, that's
that's a great piece. Cool. Alright, so now we're approaching the last part, the rapid fire round. So yeah, what is, your highest GMV generated in a month?
that would have
Mm,
been this
estimate.
past month. I would have to look up the number for you because, like I said, I don't really keep track of this stuff
Yeah,
because I don't wanna overthink it. It clogs
all
up my
good.
head too much. So I will look for you.
Thank you. And then while you're looking that up, how like you said last month was how was your greatest month? How long have you been doing TikTok Shop for?
I started last October,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right,
I
okay,
wanna say I was doing, like, 3 videos a day at that point. November and December, I aimed between 5 and 10 videos a day,
okay.
and then January through June, I probably posted a video every day, but I was not
Mhm.
consistent. I was still doing the furniture. So
Yeah,
GMV for last month was 217,600.
nice. That was that by far your biggest month. That's kinda where it all clicked, July, August.
Yeah.
is where it clicked for you, and you're using those 4 Rs, and I love it. I love it. Great. Cool. And this is all recent success too. So I
Yes.
mean, you're doing it. This is a testament, right? Like you're doing it for a year, close to a year with minimal success, right? Like, and you just kept on doing it. You know, this is something you wanted to do. You continue to change and iterate and try to get better, right? And some of those examples are like in July where you kind of dedicated your mental energy to making videos and less products and videos you really like, product selection, and then paid off, right? You kind of develop a system that works for you and continuing to do that. So that's exactly what I have these conversations for, to really just break down what works for people, and it worked for you. So
But
I
just
love
keep in mind, like, I was so close to quitting, and I
Yeah.
kept telling myself, like, God, I've been doing this 8 months, and my
Yeah.
highest month has been 3,600, and these other girls are out here making 40,000, $200,000 a month. And I'm thinking,
Huge.
like, why can't that be me?
Yeah.
You always have to take the approach of there is someone who is dumber, uglier, and lazier than you out there making more than you. If
Yeah.
they can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling myself, like, at some point, I am
Just
gonna
stick
have
with it.
my moment.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have it. So listening, like I've talked to affiliates all the time of like they put in the work, they feel like they put in the work, and it's easy to quit, but you're never going to know if you're going to succeed if you do, right? And so, Kayla is just a testimony of that, of just pushing through, getting to the finish line, and there's success on the other side to the tune of 200,000, 250,000 GMV in a month. So I love it. Great story. Great story. Okay. What's one piece of advice that you wish you had when you first started? I mean, that might be it, but like anything else there, you're like when you're first starting.
Yeah, I think it's okay to not have everything figured out, and it's okay to just post crap videos because it's kinda like going to the gym. When you first start, you just gotta get the reps in,
Yep.
and then you will continue to hone those skills over time. And I
Yep.
think a lot of people want quick results, and they unfortunately, there are some people who do have quick results, and they share their
Hmm.
stories, and I love that they mean to inspire and motivate people,
Yep.
but it's not the norm. Like, it is
100%.
very normal to be doing TikTok Shop for a year or more before you start to see significant income.
Yep.
So don't get caught up in comparing yourself to other people, like, just get the reps in, and
Yep.
every day, 1% better every day is better.
Yeah, I love that. It's like you mentioned a little bit of consistency, like number of videos per day, but also like, are you striving to get better? Right? Is there something you're changing in your video making that you're trying to get better? It might be better, it might not be better, but at least you're trying, right? And if you do that every day, it's going to compound. So,
Yep.
love that part. What are you most excited about right now, either personally or professionally or on TikTok? What's something that you're super excited about?
I'm just excited that it's feeling easier.
Very
That
cool.
I used to really have to think like, okay, what do I want to say about this? And in what
Mm.
order do I want to put it? And sometimes I would just verbal vomit. And then I might rewatch my video and go, oh, this part is the hook. I'm moving that
Mhm.
to the front. And I would restructure it. And because I've put the reps in, I'm just getting
Yeah.
so much more able to just get my phone out and just rip off the cuff and be done with it for the day
Yeah.
and move on.
You said it in there a little bit, but it's a product of you getting the reps in, right?
Yeah.
You're being more comfortable with your voice. You're finding out what hooks work for you, and then that comes out easier on the other end. So
Yeah. And
very cool.
mindset-wise too, I'd say I'm excited mindset-wise because
Yeah.
TikTok Shop is very much a mindset game.
Love it.
You like,
Tell me
don't
more.
get me wrong, I this last month was amazing, and you are excited about that and you're celebrating it, but at the same time, there's this thought in the back of your head, what if those sales drop off? What if next month I'm back down to $1,700?
Your
What
account gets
like,
banned.
yeah, exactly. There's always kind of this like bait and hook
Yep.
feeling,
Yep.
and that it could all go away because nothing is ever, like, certain, right?
Forever. Yeah.
And so or, like, what if I put all the time in this month and I just don't make as much as I did last month? And so
Mhm.
I feel like I'm at a really good place mindset-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stressing about that as much. I'm just getting up and I'm like, "All right, I'm focused on my videos for today. I'm gonna get them posted. Whatever happens, happens." And as you've been in this for the long game, like I've been doing it for over a year now,
Yeah.
I notice patterns where I post a video and for 3 weeks, no sales.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
That 4th week is when it picks up, and I've seen that happen enough times to know that just because I posted something this week and sales aren't coming in doesn't mean I should stop making videos on that
Yeah.
thing or that that video is never going to pay me.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes some time for TikTok's algorithm to pick
It
it up,
really
get the
does.
connections and all that stuff. So that's great. So many valuable gems here. Thanks.
Good.
We're wrapping up now, but so many awesome things that you share with us, Kayla. Your TikTok handle will be in the show notes and the information below if you want to check out her content. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. The DIY stuff. I was looking at some of your content. I was like, oh man, you made that. From
Great.
this Facebook kind of throwaway all the way to like this super valuable looking piece. So I love that, and plus all your TikTok shop contents on there. But yeah, everyone that's listening, thank you for joining. I hope you got some valuable information from Kayla. And Kayla, any last words? What do you think?
No, I just think like just keep going. I know it
Yeah.
sounds so annoying to hear that, and I was so
No.
annoyed with people saying like just keep going,
Yeah.
but seriously, that's all it is.
Right.
Just keep
I love
trying.
it. Yeah. I could attest that. I definitely preach that as well. Just keep going. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just put those videos up just a little bit better a day. If you could do
Yep.
that, you're going to be winning. So very cool, Kayla. Thank you for your time today. Everyone listening, appreciate
Thank
you joining in,
you.
and we will catch you next time.
All
See you.
right.